Wow, Rob. Wow.
I was also going to state, how do I know for sure that I'm not still stuck inside of a cellar under Octavia's mind control?
Yeah, Mero's like at a party and it's like, everybody loves me. Everybody loves me. Celebrus and Valerie are just watching him like, should we wake him up? Nah, he seems happy.
It's like, no,
Let him have this.
I'm waiting for him to snap and start attacking everyone with spells.
Alright,
I'm actually amazed that I'm doing well at this party. I just have to wait until I do this.
I was saying, like, Kiro's here, some random woman hit on you.
Alright.
I impressed a bunch of nobles.
What is
Yeah, you impress a bunch of nobles without, like, them running.
Or are you scratching behind your ear?
Okay, we are getting started tonight. I'm broadcasting frames.
My chin.
Alright, welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is Group D through Brothers in Arms. There we go. Saga 3. Yeah, Saga 3, Episode 12. We are playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight, and everything you are going to see this evening is live storytelling. Nothing is scripted. We have a full party tonight, which is... Oh, I should have made sure Shelby was here before I started. Shelby, are you here? Yeah. He'll probably catch up before the recap.
Yeah, I'm totally here. Just keep going.
Well, no, he told me he was getting food.
It hasn't come yet, so it's gonna be during the session. Sorry.
Okay, legit. Anyways, if you are under the age of 14 and you're watching this video, please consult your parents. And YouTube will be collecting data on you because my videos are labeled not for children. And moving on from...
Fuck YouTube.
Demonetized. There goes your money this week.
Yeah, assuming I even got money from YouTube. And then finally, let's hit a tidbit, because I think that's everything. Oh no, the setting. We are playing in our homebrewed setting is the world of Ilderon. You can read more about it on our wiki or the website at www.ilderontales.com.
With only one L?
Yes, only one L. Does anybody have a question about Ilderon, the story, or D&D in general?
When are you going to stick the savages on us at this party?
When am I going to sick the savages on you at this party? Well,
You're an order. We're all savages.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if I could make Mero or Celebrus attack you. But I mean, Father A's been yeeting shade for the past two
very
sessions.
refined for a barbarian, thank you.
And I've been mistaken for a barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
By a party member.
Well played.
I'm wondering if that's sufficient. I don't feel like it is.
No.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm trying to think of whether or not I know I asked this question before, but I don't think it was during the session.
Do.
Oh, Jesus.
Nothing comes to mind anymore. I lost my train of thought.
Okay.
I have one. We're good.
Oh, go ahead.
It's not really a information or anything. It's more of an opinion base.
Okay.
And I guess we can open it to everyone. What's everyone think of the latest batch of all the UAs that have been popping out?
Whatever.
Interesting to read through. I haven't come to a decision if I like them or not yet.
Are you including the subclasses that were released?
Everything in the last, few months.
Okay, if that's
I mean, I'm glad they're finally adding more new stuff.
I agree with the adding in more new stuff, but some of them I feel kind of on the fence about, while others I really do like the idea, such as the new Bard and new Ranger, but then the new...
Barbarian's absolutely broken.
Yeah, but then there's the Barbarian, and then there's the Wizard, which are on two separate ends of the spectrum of kind of the, yeah, I get what you're trying to do there, but balance-wise, we're
I actually
having...
like the wizard on that one. I thought that was pretty well done.
Thematically, my favorite one released so far is the Way of the Astral Self Monk. I thought that was really cool to just envision. And I like all of the variant feats that they came out with in the last one. Well, I liked 60% of the variant feats they came out with in the last one. It makes my job for what I'm doing, preparing for the next book of Ilderon, a lot easier. And like the scope of work, like I was planning to add more versatility and adaptability to classes, and then they were just like, hey, we feel like classes should be more adaptable and versatile.
I was like, thank you!
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, Brandon, I put a new macro on my character sheet for that for you, so you have it in case you want to take a look, okay?
Okay, I will
The
look
monk
at it
weapons,
eventually.
remember we talked about it?
Oh, yeah, cool. Alright, so with that, let's jump into the... Well, no, before we get started tonight, let's go from top to bottom in chat, and we'll say one good thing that happened to us this week. And then we'll get started tonight, because we are starting this session off on the right foot. Shelby, tell us something good that happened to you.
I became the right hand to the voice of God.
Okay. Oh, and this can be related to your character or your or real life. All right, Wolf, hit us.
My mom and my brother and I have got tickets to a Skillet concert that's going to be happening in February.
Oh, that actually does sound great.
So for me, one good thing that happened to me this week, I bought a bunch of platinum on Warframe forever ago, and it's been sitting on my account. And my significant other was trying to buy something with platinum, and she didn't have enough. And I gave her like half of mine, and I just got to listen to her fluster and confusion last night for like a half hour that she could now buy everything she wanted. It was pretty entertaining.
That is entertaining to hear her flustered, because I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Anthony, something good that happened to you.
Well, this isn't really... doesn't start off good, but it makes me feel good what happened or what I've been doing for it. Recently, we had some major flooding in my area, and actually a bunch of houses and stuff were, basically totaled. But I've been helping out last couple of days with people replacing, food and stuff like that, putting them up in shelter if need be.
That is like nice. I wanted you started that with this isn't good, but what's been happening.
Well, it's like
it's good. I wanted to make a joke when you first introduced it, just like there's been flooding, and be like yes, but it seemed insensitive.
There's been flooding. Oh.
Jackal.
Oh, me personally, I discovered that they were re-releasing the Halos 1 through 4 on like Steam, and that was like my childhood, and me and a bunch of my IT friends are planning on getting that.
Nice.
Playing it together.
JV?
I went for a 14k run this morning, which is the longest I've run in the last.
Heebie-jeebie! Okay. And Rob?
Oh, my fat stomach! I can't imagine!
I play Pokemon.
That's fair. I've been playing Pokemon too, and I enjoy it. And you should be with JK. I don't remember what comes
We
before.
should exchange codes.
JK Rowling?
No, I was gonna say Rob should have been before JV. It's hard to follow up a 14k run.
Yeah.
But,
No, we're all
Is that
fat.
a marathon, or is that like way short, or way long?
Nah, way shorter. The marathon's 42.
Yeah.
My brother ran a marathon like earlier in the year. Because he's
I-
actually physically
That
fit.
was my American showing, because I didn't know how to convert kilometers to miles.
JV,
Oh.
that's probably longer than I've ran my whole entire life, though. I props to you.
like, I think 1 mile is like 2.2 kilometers. I think.
1.6.
Oh, yeah, I know
It's got,
math good.
8 or 9 miles.
Okay, so We are going to do the recap, and then we'll get started tonight. And I'm going to blow through the recap as quickly as I can. Last session started on the 29th of Hunter. The party arrived in the town of Somar Villa. While on the way to Somar Villa, they had met the adventurer that Mero bought the short bow from way back in Ardor, and he informed her that he had not used the short bow, to which she was frustrated with him and broke his other short bow that he offered her in front of him. Once the party got to Somar Villa, they split off into 3 different directions. Father A, Rael, and Dumont went to find a tavern to sit down and relax in until the ball started. Mero and Alma went exploring the town to get a feel for it, and Celebris went to the Kalkin office to check in with the new recruits there. Father A and Dumont ran into a tavern that hundreds of people were kneeling around. As it turned out, Galesong was in town, and he was residing in the tavern. And he had told everybody not to come in and to kneel in supplication, to which the devout followers of the Four Ascended did so, and people were casually coming and joining the kneeling masses. Being sacrilegious, Father A and Dumont both walked in, to which they found Rachia Renopal, Surreal, kneeling on the ground in supplication, as Galesong was at a table with Rachia's daughter, Reyna Renopal Surreal. As Galesong and Reyna were both officers in the Sun Yith's naval forces. As Galesong was the one who freed Reyna from slavery and then brought her to Ardor with him. And it has been expressly stated that Galesong draws his power from her presence. That said, he was catching up with her and seeing if she was okay and adjusting to life inside of Ardor well, to which she was. When asked by the party why he was making Rachia kneel, he reminded them that Rachia stole his journal that Galesong had then stole from his that he had first stole from his own chantry. That said, Rachia said that she didn't know it was stolen, but she didn't know it belonged to him. After a little bit of convincing from the party and a talk, Galesong forgave her and said she had atoned for her sins. The party continued to prod and insult him, and he responded in turn by smiting Father Anderson by pointing him as his as the right hand of the Stormfather, and telling all of the kneeling supplicants that Father Anderson can answer their prayers. To which the tavern was flooded with hundreds of people piling over each other, asking Father Anderson for help before Dumont finally organized them in a line and made them go one by one. The other two, Mero and Alma, went through the town and found that the Silver Sigil have a presence here. Specifically, they saw a Silver Sigil member loading up explosives into a cart. And I forgot the woman's name. They chose not to engage with her. Moving on, it was Celebris at the Kalkin office. Celebris found out that Lawrence had left to go join the ranks in the quarters with the rest of the Kalkin, who were getting ready to try and find a way into Isildred, which is old Calpress. Celebris also found out that the adventurer Flan, the one who was angry at Mero, had been hired to become a trainer for the new recruits at the Kalkin office, and that she was worth her coin in gold. And then moving on to the evening, night happened and the ball occurred. The party went to the Nakart ball. There were tons of people here from all different parts of Ardor, as it is a common occurrence for noble families to send at least one representative to these balls. Everybody of a who's who of Ardor is in attendance in the party talk with various people. Celebris and Anderson talked with Sindel and Reyna, who were accompanied by Johan. Johan was trying to... I used the term escorts. Johan was trying to impress we're trying to impress 2 attendees there, and he asked Celebris to help him. Celebris basically killed the mood and informed him of everything that happened in the past couple of days with Octavia, and then everything that happened to him while in Iswildred. To which Johan was like, "That's great," and we continued to chase tail because Johan isn't originally from Calcrest. And then I don't 100% remember what happened with Reyna and Sindel. But I do remember that Father Anderson was looking for Anadelia and Rachia, who were dancing on the floor. And then we jumped over to the other half of the party, which was... I remember Father Anderson led Reyna away from Johan to go downstairs and get some food. Then we jumped over to the other half of the party, which was Mero, Alma, and Dumont and Rael, as they were looking for important individuals to talk to or knock shoulders with. Mero came into contact with Kiro, who was talking to the new High General of Winds, Nivera Dardo. She was in a circle of other militarily prominent families and basically talking about her plans as a High General and her views on the Magnate and the current civil war. All of which, other than her plans, all of which were unfavorable. Mero, when the family started suggesting a solution to the Civil War being martial law and forcing the North to comply, Mero made it a well-passioned case for freedom and the choice of service in what binds the country together. To which, as he drew applause, Kiro got a tiny bit handsy with him, and Dumont stepped in to wingman for Mero. That said, feeling her anger rise, Mero invited her away to dance, and they left towards the dance floor, as Dumont did the same with Captain Sayan, the woman who was eyeballing Mero. And that's where we'll pick up this session.
And Boo Brandon.
Yeah, and Boo Brandon. How's everybody feel about a time skip 30 minutes into the future?
How dead will I be in those 30 minutes?
I was gonna say, like, how on fire is it gonna be in that 30 minutes?
Here we go. I'll roll your percentage die. You only die on 100. What's up?
Before we jump, I actually want to, if it's alright, I would have liked to talk to Reyna one last time real quick.
Well, we can pick up exactly where we were. That's fine. I was just asking. So...
I apologize.
No, you're...
That's fine with it, I was just making a joke.
Yeah. Let's see. We are in Somar Villa, and let's get some fancy music going, because we don't need this suspense-building music.
Also, Brandon,
Cheerful town.
There you go.
Hold on. If you sent me a message, I will read it in 1 second. I am just getting ambient music going. There we go. Alright. It is the night of the 29th of Hunter. Hold on. Before I introduce us for tonight, let me look at the message.
Oh, it's just the time.
Oh, okay. Alright. So, that's double what I said. It is the 29th of Hunter. You are in the Nakart Manor in Somar Villa. You are in their auditorium, amphitheater, theater room, ballroom, dining festival hall. There we go. We'll go with festival hall. There are hundreds of people, if not thousands of people, in this room. There are long tables in the back. Oh, well, yeah, we're gonna go with thousands of people in this room. There are long tables in the back, a large stage in the front, a dancing floor in the middle. Under the balconies of the second floor, there are groups huddled in circles, talking and exchanging politics. And then a second floor with large stained glass windows overlooking the entire festival hall, where people are also gathered and looking down on the attendees and talking. We are going to start with Celebrus, Reyna, Sindel, and Father Anderson. You guys are headed downstairs to a dining table. You are going to find a seat as a servant have just brought out a roasted something. What would be prevalent in this region?
Ducks.
Probably boar or geese, I would think.
Ooh, yeah, let's go with ducks. Because like they could be serving these ducks up like crazy, you know, and bringing them out to all the different places, as opposed to like a pig or, you know, lamb or something like that, where it's just like, you know, it's significantly harder to serve around to large groups that aren't all eating. Okay, so a roasted duck and some vegetables have just been placed down on the table. Reyna and Sindel are going to sit down.
Is there a seat for me?
Yeah, there's it's a long table. There's a seat enough for everybody here.
Then I'll sit down. Keep a watchful eye on my young and presumably eat duck.
Mm.
But I'm gonna make sure that Reyna gets her food first, because, you know, I am at my heart a granddad.
Okay.
And by this time, I'd be joining them.
Yeah. You're with them.
Okay. Well, when I'd be sitting down, I'd look over at Reyna, and I'd be like, I think I should explain what I meant earlier when I said that Kyrus is a heretic, but it's not a bad thing.
You refer to him as
A heathen, excuse me. There's different meanings to that word. One of them is one who does something completely out of the norm of what is expected of them.
So
Okay.
she's gonna look up at you, and as she's not really eating, she's not really interested in food. She's kind of scribbling in her spellbook, and she's gonna look at Sindel and say, "So when Sindel plays the flute, is she a heathen?" Sindel is going to shake her head and say, "It's not expected that Kalkin members play instruments, but we can."
No, it's more... Well, think of it this way, Reyna. You know that he's what people in this country call a god, or would consider a god, right? Someone like that being a... Well, in my eyes, yes, but where she's from, they don't think that, right?
yeah, I mean,
Yeah, she's going to nod and say, well, and she'll roll a history check. She's gonna say, I think it's something Aulilia sent the four ascended, which Aurelia's the god, and they're like servants.
yep, everything starts at the top, and Aulilia is the top.
Okay. Well, regardless, someone like that becoming a general of a feuding country during wartime, does that seem like normal practice for someone of his position?
She's going to shake her head and say, no, he didn't become a general when the war broke out. He stopped being a general when the war broke out. He was always a general.
True.
That's fair. But
He was
still
a
him
general
being-
during the Crusades. That's what Reyna told me.
he was a general of a neighboring country, and then fled back to his home country with a refugee who he promoted on the spot. These aren't things that are typical of someone of his, well, stature, wouldn't you think, Reyna?
She's going to nod, and Sindel is going to speak up and say, that's why I could never get into the Four Ascended. I just don't get it. Only half of them really care about their servants.
Well, let me ask
It's
you
not
this.
fair to Valrir.
Yeah.
He gave his wakeful order, Ilderon as a whole. I'm not going to blame him for the fact he can't wake up.
Sindel is
Unless
going
you're thinking
to
about somebody else.
No, she's gonna start like blushing and look down and say, they don't teach too much history at the quarters.
I mean, you get to learn a lot about religion when you spend a lot of time being persecuted for years.
My point of all of this was, let me ask you something, Ray. Do you think Kiris is a bad person?
She's gonna
Religion and beliefs aside, him as an individual, do you think he's a bad person?
She's gonna scratch her head and say, well, I don't like some of the things he's done. And if I don't like it, that doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. So I don't know. She looks up at you and she's gonna say, can somebody not be evil and maybe not good? Sindel's gonna shake her head.
Quietly eat my duck.
Yes, Father Anderson.
Rena, good and evil are relative terms. Think of it this way. In an Alona guy, we're looked at as evil because we're Ardorians, and this whole thing is, in their eyes, our fault, correct?
It's not because we're friends. They don't like us because they don't like you because of your religion.
Well, that too, but the whole war breaking out.
Uneducated swine, but that's a different matter.
She's going to scratch her head and say, well, I really don't know why they're fighting, but Anadelia says, Sindel's going to say, you know she's your mother too. Reyna's going to nod and say, Mom says that it's Alona guy's fault. They attacked. Where we attacked?
Do I know?
Do you know? You can roll a history check, but I'm pretty sure I've mentioned it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Father Anderson knows. You guys have discussed this. It's a really, really bad situation that Arter's kind of in a hard spot. The noble house of the Tolls had been attacking Ililnagian caravans on the border, making a huge profit off of it. They kept doing it, and when Arter wouldn't intercede and stop the Tolls from freely, going over and across the border, Ilonagai responded by putting 40,000 troops on their border. Those troops, however, then attacked of their own volition when Westwind was sabotaged. If they had a hand in sabotaging Westwind, shrug. But definitely after Westwind fell, they moved and destroyed a lot of the region of Door-Edge. So it's kind of Arter's fault.
Complicated.
Yeah, it's Arter's fault for provoking it, but Ililnagai was the one that basically shot the first arrow.
It's complicated right now. No conflict like this starts because of one bad decision.
No, it's multiple bad decisions that just kind of spiral out of control. Like I said, good and evil are relative. Some people say what we do and who we are is bad in this world, in this country, in this city. And there are others who say that we're just and we're right all the time. We're never wrong. Good and evil, I guess, more determines on your personal beliefs and how you see it. Take me and Anderson here. Would you say that we're evil people?
She's going to look towards Anderson, or Father Anderson, and say, well, I like you, but he's going to jail for, what was it? Yeah, and she says treason. I'm not sure what that is, but I do know jail is bad.
Treason means I betrayed the magnate.
Sindel's going to look up at you and say, what? I haven't heard any of this since I've been here.
Oh, there you go. I'm being formally charged.
She drops her her utensils and stuff on the her tray, and she's gonna say, "What? Don't you get a trial or something?"
6 day, I think. My ethics counselor kind of got put in jail too, so I don't know if that got the trial moved back.
She begins wiping her mouth and says, "Do you want me to talk to Kytrina?"
No. I have everything handled.
Think of it this way.
Reina's going to point to him and say, "Okay, so I like him, but if everybody that I dislike isn't necessarily bad, is everybody I like not necessarily good?"
That's a way to put it.
That's why I like her.
Think of it this way, Reina. This is a nice, easy way to think of it. Good people can do bad things, and bad people can do good things. You can't look at the world as good and evil. You gotta look at it as... Well, think of it this way. Picture good in what people context that as white, and bad as black, okay?
Do you really think that a deep philosophical conversation about the nature of good and evil is what we want to be doing with a 9-year-old at a dinner table?
She's an arch-arcanist.
By rank, not by education.
I'm aware.
Smart as she is, she's still a child.
But think of it, look at everyone as different shades of gray. No one is pure good, no one is pure evil. There's things, each situation and person is different.
She is gonna nod, thinking on it. Sindel is going to look down at her as she's thinking and say, "Well, except me. I'm pure good." Reina's going to look up at her and say, "Oh, of course." Sindel's going to look up at Celebris of just kind of nodding down towards Reina as Reina looks back down at her butt and kind of just communicate to you just this is a lot for her. She doesn't say anything though.
Anyways, Reina, we can keep having this conversation when you get a little older, okay?
And she's going to say, no, I understand. People are gray. Well, speaking about their insides, they're quite
their
colorful,
personality.
but yes.
I'm gonna give Celebris that look, the same look. But the Father A version of that look.
Alright, well, we'll talk about it again some other time, okay, Raina? But I just want you to realize, just because he's what people would call a heretic in some places, he's not a bad person.
She's
He's actually a very good person, okay?
She's gonna nod and then flip to a new page in her spell book and say, "You know, there should be a spell for telling if people are good or bad people." She begins writing in it.
Well, you know what? Maybe when you get older and you get better with your spells, you can make one.
Then you could be a real archer.
Does Father A say that out loud?
That's under his breath.
You just gave her an idea for her Pelbith.
She's going to say, "I am a real Archarcanist.
That's why I was like, oh.
She's going to flip through her.
Then you could be you could be twice the Archarcanist that you are.
And she's gonna look up at Sindel. Can people do that? Sindel's going to nod and say, "Sure."
I don't see why you couldn't have multiple Pelbeths, so.
As Raina goes back to scribbling, Sindel's going to lean over the table and say, "So, what are you gonna do about this trial?" Talking under her breath.
I'm sure it's handled.
You said it's handled?
Yeah.
Kill some vampire lords and hope for a time served.
I was just gonna say, hope he dies fighting the vampire lords.
She's going to look a little uncomfortable and say, "Look, your reputation's heavily tied to the Kalkin here. Kaitrina's got more involved in the politics of this nation than we should have. You go down, we get kicked out of here."
You'll be fine.
And she is going to exhale and say, "Good, because I am not going back to Red Axe. That place is the bridge on Ilderon."
I hear there's a lovely dwarven mercenary band down there, though.
I've been to the bridge. Can't be as bad as there.
She's going to point at Celebris and say, "You know how many Kalkin lost their life there?"
At least 3. I fought one of them.
She's gonna say, "Yeah, 22 since the Crimson, or 22 since the Crimson Crusades."
Maybe 4. We don't know where Barty is.
Sindel, when you get a minute, I want to talk to you about something I had talked with Johan about a little while ago.
You can
Not
do it
right
now.
now.
I can keep an eye on Raina. Didn't you hear? She likes me.
Raina is going to look up and say, "Yes, but that doesn't mean you're good."
No, I know.
And Sindel's going to nod, standing up to talk to Celebris.
Alright, for expedience sake, I'll just go over everything that happened in Calcrest. What I went through, what happened after I came back and all that.
Alright, let us roll a die, because I don't think I ever have, for if Sindel is one of the Calcrest survivors, or if she just likes what the Cal can do. Let's see. I'm going to say above 85% she's a Calcrest survivor. Okay, so you are going to tell her your story, and as you do, she's going to nod and say, "Wow, that's wild that the city is still there," and everything, but I haven't gotten the call to return to the quarters. So.
No, not many have. If you notice, who was the one in charge of the Kelkin office here? The one who I talked to and he left?
Oh,
Phaedros.
Lawrence. Palantir.
Lawrence left a while ago.
She's going to nod and say, well, you know, if they're going and liberating the city, somebody else has got to keep up the duties of the Kalkin. And I joined just because it gives a better life to those around us.
And that's pretty much what Johan said. And I would be happy if you guys were still here protecting this area, because once I'm done with my current task with the aforementioned vampire lords, I'm heading back and I'm taking that city back.
She's going to nod and put a hand on Celebrus's shoulder.
Do I have to kneel down for her too?
How tall is she? Ooh, she is slightly short. No, it's just gonna be awkward. It's almost like she's doing the orator's pose of, you know, her hand just right out, but it's just like up there on your shoulder, and she's going to say, "Look, I get stabbed if I said this back in the quarters, because so many of them have like all of these unresolved feelings and resentment. But the Kalkin's call is a never again. We don't fight for vengeance. We fight to protect the future." Shrugs and says, "Don't get lost, or don't get too stuck on what happened to you."
Oh, it's not a factor of what happened to me, but there's still future that needs to be helped for the people that are still being trapped there.
She nods and says, "That I can respect." She turns to sit back down at the table.
That's for me.
All right. Does Father A want to say anything before we switch scene?
To Rhina?
Yes, or to Celebrus.
No.
Too.
You know me. I'm a very quiet, eat with the people that I care about person.
Yeah, I believe there was some talk last session that you wanted to go find Nivira, but
Well,
yeah, I don't know if Father A would even know she's in attendance. I don't even know if Father A knows what she looks like.
no, that's the thing. I don't think it would occur to Father A to actually, like... It didn't occur to me to even think, oh yeah, she might have been here, so... Unless somebody, like, points her out or whatever.
Okay, so we are going to jump to let's jump to Rael. Because I know Dumont and Marrow are dancing at this moment. So Dumont and Marrow, and let me set the scene for you, JV. So you were in a circle with High General Ambassador Dardell, Captain Sayan, and I don't know if I named the other people in this circle.
You did not.
Okay. And they informed you, or rather they were discussing politics and, you know, what's going on in the region. Marrow made a well-stated point before he left off with Kuro, and then Dumont was quick to follow him with Captain Sayan. What's Rael doing from here?
Oh, and Alma is there as well.
Oh
with
yeah, and Alma's in the
Rael.
circle too.
I am also here. I'm just doing idle chit chat, nothing important.
Okay, well I just wanted to make sure I give you guys an option before I speed through things.
That's fine.
Raya would,
Speed right ahead.
Raya would just do idle chit chat while trying to stay within ear's range, hearing range of the general, and listen to every word she says.
Okay.
And if he can find, he'll be presenting himself as a purveyor of magical items, and if anyone wants to buy Joseph's Morningstar, he'd go in that line.
Okay. let's see. I rolled you a percentage die on that, and I'm wondering now. We're gonna roll up this NPC at random because Joseph's Morningstar is. It's weird because he's a war hero, so it's like, oh, of course I want that. But then also he kind of turned evil towards the end of his life. Emphasis on kind of turned evil. It wasn't. Who really knows?
A rare historic artifact.
Yeah. That was a joke. He very much turned evil. Let's see. Somebody who is interested in buying this. One of the people from this circle is going to speak up and say, "I'll buy it from you. What's it worth? 4,000 gold. I can pay in gold pieces or ruby pieces."
Does Ryle have any idea what it should be worth?
He doesn't know what it is. Ryle can roll me a history check on it, but let me pull up my notes from your guys' inventory, because I'm pretty sure I have it on a document in there. I don't remember completely what it is. Group D and Joseph's Cinder Inquisition loot. Okay, it is First Judgment. Oh, okay. It is a Flame Tongue Morningstar. Rael rolls a 19, and let's see what this. I'm pretty sure this thing is priced at about 4,000 gold, which is a really good selling price for it, because normally it's 50% of magical, or 50% of the value. Alright. So, Rael, you are going to know that this item is worth 5,000 gold. Generally, without a merchant's license, if you are just trying to sell it off to somebody, you'd get 2,500 gold for it. 4,000 is a really good offering price.
$4,000 gold, you say?
He's going to shrug and say, well, I'd shave a little bit off of its value, given the news we've heard recently about Joseph. One of the women is going to say, news? Do tell. He's going to say, well, he was on the front lines, but there was a report put out by the Chantry of Discipline. He might have thrown in with some darker factions among Garter Sarai. Nonetheless, if you have his mace, I assume he's met his end.
He has indeed. We have ourselves a deal.
Alright. He is going to... He's going to nod and say, my servants are in the serving quarters. They'll fetch you the necessary gold coins and retrieve the item from you after this. What is your house again? Do you have a residence in this town?
We do not. We are visiting for this event, based in Ardor.
He's going to nod and say, well, does he have a residence in this town? He's going to say, I own a cottage on the edge of town, you know. It's very, 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 or it's a very strong statement for one's family to have a residence inside a Somar Villa. If you drop it off there, then it's the Elizek cottage. If you drop it off there, I can see to it that you're paid properly. Of course, after its authenticity has been verified.
Of course. We'll be there in the morning.
Alright. He nods and continues to talk. He eventually lets you know he's a sucker for expensive but unnecessary things.
We can tell.
That's what his NPC card, random NPC card rolled up. Alright. Marrow.
Yes.
And Dumont.
Yeah.
I'm here.
As you guys lead your dates to the dance floor, Shelby, how about you give me evens or odds and roll a d2? Pick one and then roll a d2.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I pick evens.
Okay. Alright. Odds. Awesome. Okay, so you are going to follow or behind Marrow a little bit to the dance floor. As you continue walking past where Marrow and Kiro have stopped to dance, Captain Saiyan is going to stop you there. And as she begins to dance closely with you, she's going to lean in and whisper, "So what's with your friend? Why does he wear that mask?"
That gentleman, he has a very bad cold. He's always sniffing when I'm near him. So I'm actually glad he wears it. I would not want to catch what he has.
Alright. She's gonna say, "Oh."
Please roll an inside check because Dumont actually thinks that.
Well, she did, and she's going to say, "Aw, yeah. Aw, poor thing. Well, I know a good healer in town. If you ever want to bring him by my place, and we can get him taken care of."
Well, that's the weird thing. He has a healer that follows him everywhere. You would think it worked really well, but I guess that other healer isn't that good.
Fucking dynamite, Shelby, I missed this.
You're lucky I can't hear you.
She's going to say, "Oh, is that his soul sworn? Is that why they travel together?"
That's what I think.
She's going to
As good excuse as any, I guess.
she's going to nod and say, well, I almost feel silly for I'm like a tutor, or I'm like a tutor student having a silly crush." She shakes her head and says, "Lord Estrai is in need of some serious help. Perhaps I can recommend some better services to his aid." She looks at you and says, "Lord Dumont, you are quite the gentleman. He should be appreciative to have friends like you."
That's what I think too. But
Ever the humble.
But we try. We
You never
definitely
had a
try.
friend like me.
Sometimes we just have to suffer through the hardships, even with friendships. I do have to say, milady, you do know your way around the dance floor.
You know what? Let's roll her a performance check. And
I doubt whatever it is.
A 19. Yeah, she is like killing it right now. You know, if there's any moments of like where Dumont feels uncomfortable, she kind of like pulls herself like a little closer to him, leading him through the steps. But yeah, she's going to have this lady rolled up actually, because Shelby made me.
Some random flirt now had to get characterization. Damn.
Let's see. Somar Villa. She is, going to say, I just needed to, look over this real quick. Yeah, when you, compliment her, moves on the, dance floor, she's, going to, nod and then, speak up and say, I must say, Lord, Dumont, it's nice, having a, foreigner in, Ardor Sarai. You know, our countries, Ardor and Heimsdale, are on two opposite sides of the world, but we're on the same end of the sword. While Heimsdale is more aggressive in their efforts to save the world. She looks over at Marrow and says, in Ardor, we're very protective of the weak and those who need it.
Well, you seem like a very strong lady, my lady. It is my pleasure to be in such a company of a beautiful lady.
Mm-hmm.
How strong are her hips, though?
They built bear young.
I'm not answering that. However, she is at an 18 out of 20 appearance score. She's a 9
So in other words, she's got the curves in all the right places.
Well,
Dumont doesn't mind. She's a good-looking woman, so...
yeah. I'm just trying to think of a way to explain this that makes sense with the current situation. While yes, she is performing really, really well on the dance floor. It is going to give you more insight as to maybe her combat style is more so with precision than strength. That said, I feel like she's going to be too gushing to say anything else. And after a minute of just embarrassment.
Dumont wants to get her focus away from Marrow. So he's actually going to pick her up, doing a waltz or whatever, and he's going to move her away from where her back is towards Marrow and set her back down like it was part of a dance.
Okay. And she's going to say, oh, Mahiv, Lord Dumont, you are such the charmer.
I'm dying over here.
Why, thank you.
Somebody save him. There's a wolf drowning on the dance floor.
Let's jump over to Marrow. Marrow,
This is not going well.
how about you give me a performance check for Marrow dance?
One last thing.
Uh-huh.
Dumont is actually, with that comment, he's going to go and give her a kiss on the cheek.
Okay.
Never the bold.
Oh.
Am I allowed to possibly try and use something other than charisma for this by having Marrow try and follow Kiro's lead?
If you can explain it in such a way that makes sense, I will go with it. I will let you substitute charisma if you're for dexterity, if you're just trying to follow her feet and place yours in the same place.
Yeah, I'm
Could you
gonna
not say
try.
he's very perceptive of her movements?
I'm not going to allow you to substitute it to a different check. I will allow you to substitute the ability that the check uses. You are making a performance check, but you can use your dexterity instead of charisma.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, I'm going to try and kind of mirror the movements. Maybe do it slightly in a way that would complement it. Like, if anything, but he's not leading the dance. He's more so following her movements. And so that would be with dexterity, as you said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that would definitely.
Straight dexterity, or is he doing like a proficiency with it?
I don't have proficiency in performance.
So straight dexterity, got it.
Yep.
Go for it. Ooh.
You know what? I will
Alright.
actually give you. No, wait, no. I will give him inspiration to roll again. I will give him my inspiration.
Really? Thank you.
Go for it.
I want to see
Okay.
this.
Let's believe 14. Okay.
Significantly better.
Yeah, it's double the last check. So, as you are sitting there, and you are not sitting there, as you are dancing, and Kiro's kind of leading you through the steps, she does not seem to be wholly into this, as she keeps looking over her shoulder, not soldier, shoulder. And Marrow, you are going to pick up on all of the conversation between Dumont and Captain Saiyan, and it looks like Kiro is hearing either all of it or bits and pieces of it, and she is going to speak up. Or she's going to speak for a moment and whisper and say, "You're sick? You know the village shaman could help you."
Sorry, my headset died.
Okay. Kiro is not wholly into the dance, as she's paying attention to the woman, Dumont and Captain Saiyan, dancing behind them. She is hearing bits and pieces of their conversation. Marrow is able to hear all of it. She heard that you are sick, and that Alma is your healer. And she said, if you're sick, you know, the village shaman could help you.
Marrow's going to chuckle slightly at that and state, You know the reason why you call me Sniffs? He thinks that it's because I have a cold.
She's just going to whisper and say, well, look, I just know you're not entirely taken by the curse, and disease gets you a little easier. Just take care of yourself while you're traveling, at least.
I will. He kind of leans a little bit closer to her and just trying to help reassure her.
Yeah, it's probably
I mean,
around.
he has a healer traveling with him.
It's probably around that moment that Dumont is going to spin Captain Saiyan away, and she's going to just whisper and say, "I hate that woman. I hate her."
Oh boy. I'm gonna... You know what? I'm gonna just roll an insight to see if it's... To confirm if it's because of previous history with her, or if it's what's going on right now. If that makes sense.
Go for it.
Wow, that's a low roll for me.
Okay. So, I didn't set this at that difficult of a check because you have a little bit of insight into this. Ilderon's calendar is based off of the stars and constellations that appear in the sky, not the lunar cycle. The lunar cycle still pretty much stands as is inside of Ilderon.
Okay.
And that said, it is getting pretty close to a full moon. Like, if it's not tonight, There's no forcible shifting tonight. But like, it probably was just one thing that is kind of spiraling now as it gets closer to like that time. Of like, she probably doesn't hate her. It's just, not the best.
It's more of the beast inside of her talking than anything else.
Yeah. It's like that's what she's focusing on right now. And at this moment, her head's like on Mero's chest as you guys are like dancing to the band. And at that, she is going to pull back for a moment and look up at Mero and say, I'm sorry, I've got several more diplomats to talk to tonight. I was just trying to see the High General's troop movements, and I've learned what I needed to know.
Well, I was trying to make sure I could visit an old friend and possibly put a smile on her face. But considering the time, maybe would you want, depending on if I'm available or not, would you want me to try and be there for you when the full moon reaches?
She is going to shake her head and say, No. Us and the other, our pack, we're going for a hunt in 2 days' time on the southern plains. After the bloodlust sates, she shrugs and says, we'll be fine, just as we do every month.
I know. I was just offering to see if it would help you. After all, if I'm going to be trying to... If I can't handle somebody I care about deeply while she's going through some of her hardest times, how can I help anybody else?
She's going to nod and say, well, thank you, but, the point of the pack and the village is we help each other. I found that woman you were looking for while I was in Ardersarai.
And?
She shrugs and says, I sent her to the Kalkin office. I don't know if she ever made her way there, but Rukai Rindel.
Well, I'm sorry I didn't get to meet her. I didn't get any notification from the Kalkin or anybody else.
She's going to shake her head and says, I wouldn't be surprised if she ran off. She smelled different. It was hard to track her down.
Well, how so? Was she different than us, or was she different than what you expect someone like her to be?
She smelled normal, like a person.
Maybe it's a way that she's cured?
Kuro nods and says, yeah, but it shouldn't be possible with a blood curse. She wasn't infected. She was born with it.
That's intriguing.
She's going to say maybe Umiya did it or something as she shrugs. I didn't know the Four Ascended could do stuff like that.
I'm not sure myself, but if the Four Ascended can, I don't know. Maybe it depends on what's going on or what their powers are of. I think it's known for healing capabilities, but maybe it could also heal a curse.
Kiro's going to look up at Marrow and say, if there was somebody who could heal a blood curse, would you seek them out for yourself? She stops dancing.
Myself? I don't know. But I would definitely seek them out in order to learn to see if possibly you can turn this curse into more of a blessing.
She wraps her arms back around you and dances with you for a moment longer, pressing her head against your chest. After...
No, don't be scared. You want to kiss the girl.
After dancing like this for maybe 30 or 40 seconds longer, she's going to let go and say, alright, I'm going to go talk with a noblewoman who has some juicy gossip about Lady Nakart. She is going to bow and say, Lord Estrai, and it's been a pleasure.
He's going to bow back and say, hey, Lady DeHill, it's always a pleasure to see you.
Alright. At about this moment, the eyes inside of the ballroom slowly turn upwards, one by one, as people are slowly noticing what the person next to them is noticing. Quite a few groups are standing. The dancing slowly comes to a stop. Standing on the balcony above the stage, there is a woman in a deep purple dress, looking down on the attendees of the ball. She has been watching for a silent minute. Where is our picture? After everybody seems to notice her, quite a few patrons stand up and quite a few attendees stand up and bow. She makes eye contact with several figures, eventually making eye contact with Father Anderson, Anadelia. Does she know Marrow?
No Celebris.
Yeah. Celebris
She would've
is
never
alive.
met Marrow.
That's weird. Celebris, and she doesn't know Dumont Alma or Marrow. Although she would have been informed by Anadelia of Marrow's patronage. and looks towards Marrow and nods. At this, she walks back into the door, leaving the ballroom. The festivity returns and commences. Those of you who were aware of Anadelia's presence, of where she was on the dance floor, you're going to see her. You're going to see her bow and depart from Rachia. Rachia's bodyguard comes and takes her place dancing with Rachia. Anadelia departs the ballroom.
I think that's our cue, Anderson.
You know, we don't just get to go meet with Tilly.
That's fair.
Sure you do. You go right now.
With that, Marrow, I think, could Marrow easily find where Celbus and Father A are after?
Yeah, if you have above, like, a 20 perception check, I'm not making you roll perception checks for the party or people you know. Generally, it's like, oh, I'm looking for this family's colors that wears this. Oh, okay, these are the people that wear that colors. Oh, I recognize that face, you know? And
I'm looking for
Celebris
Father
is a
Anderson.
tower of a man. Like,
Right.
you roll a
Yeah.
15 on a perception check and you find Celebris in any crowd.
I'm sorry, I'm looking for a man who looks like he just swallowed a lemon raw, but refuses to spit it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Marrow can find him. His passive is a 25.
Same thing of just like looking around for all of your party members. You see Alma, Rael, all where everybody is, unless somebody instructs me. You know, they're like trying to hide from you. Like,
Looking for a man of average height but above average age who looks like he contains a deep contempt for the fact your bones are inside.
I'm sure that's not half the people at this ball.
You mean like when you're playing Guess Who and your first guess is
First guess is blow out my eardrums, Rob.
oh, I'm sorry. It's your first guess is are they white? And it's like yeah. And you just one goes down.
I mean, also, some of us are really easy to spot. Like, how hard is it to see, like, a voodoo man with skeletal tattoos?
I mean, I'm continue hanging out with Rada, because ain't just nobody go back to talk to Lethalia. I mean, if you have a stick up your ass about it, and Celebrate, go. But
Oh, hey, Celbus. Hey, Father A.
Mara?
I personally have never been to one of these balls before. Is it normal for Lethalia to do that?
Absolutely.
no. She usually doesn't show up at all.
Last time we came, she did too.
Yeah, so she made problems out once. Reminds everybody she's not, a myth.
Is it normal for her to look directly at an individual?
I don't know.
That one was a little different.
Okay. Does that mean she wants us to meet her, or what's going on with that?
I mean, that's my assumption, but at the same time, this woman could literally snap our necks in half. So better not
I mean,
bank on a false
I
assumption.
mean, should we go? Are you gonna do this? Spend a lot less time getting denied entry as opposed to him high.
Yeah.
that's fair. I mean,
Brandon,
I think the worst.
I'm continuing to dance
okay.
because I don't really know her, and I'd be oblivious to everybody else.
Are we rounding up everybody else? Should I get all Rael nobleman of class?
Reyna is going to speak up and say, "Oh, I've talked to Auntie Theli quite a few times. She's nice. She'd never snap you in half."
I once watched her throw a grown man out of a.
She's,
Literally by the scuff. of
Literally.
his shirt.
Literally throw him.
she's going to look flabbergasted and say, What? Mom says she's super old and she's afraid of mirrors. Why would she ever? How
Because
could
the
she
man-
ever?
He was very rude.
Again, this this actually makes a lot of sense to me.
Anyways, are we going? Are we gonna go to
Again, the worst
Elio?
we can do is get rejected.
Well, can you either of you two throw a message to either Rael or Alma and do not let them know that we're heading up?
I
I mean,
I-
am I within eye shot?
Yeah,
Like, I
yeah,
would've-
you are.
I would have followed the group.
you would have followed Maro after him dancing.
Yeah. No, it's just like you're the only one I know here.
Yep.
I mean, well, from what I can see, Dumont looks to be enjoying himself, so let him have his fun.
Yeah, we definitely shouldn't bring Dumont.
As Alma comes to the party, Sindel's going to speak up and say, Alma,
What?
Yes.
what were you doing talking to Ambassador Dardel about? You know, she tried to recruit me into Nazram a couple years ago. Always, a couple weeks ago. She would always.
I don't know.
come by-
What did I talk about with him?
You found Naivira here?
Yeah, she was talking with her and Kyo were talking.
Oh, that's
She's
what I'm
right
talking
over-
to after I'm done with the failure.
Maro taking a glance around. Does he see her again? Naivira?
Yeah, her circles change, but it seems that as, if you just watch her, as, she tries and leaves from it, like, another group of nobles come and introduce themselves to her, and, her circles, like, change, but at this point she's still kind of in the same place.
Mm. Seems like she's a very popular person right now. She's right over there.
Anderson, I think I can handle talking with Thalia with the guard dogs here. If you want to talk to her.
I'm gonna hand you the contract thingy.
Alright.
Make sure that gets into Anadelia's hand.
Not a problem. Take it easy. Hey, Rena. Why don't you go see if your mom wants to dance?
Yeah, she's going to look towards Rachia, who is dancing with Stormier, and say, "Ooh, I like dancing." She's going to get up and start going. Sindel is going to call towards Rachia. It's not like when I play the flute; it's structured. Sindel's going to look towards Celebris, a narrow glare, and then follow behind her.
Remember, Sindel, she's only 9.
Yes, which means she has infinitely more energy than all of combined.
I don't know.
Alright,
Alright.
you two don't bark and let's talk too. Let's go.
Considering what I know of Lethalia, I'm not gonna bark at her.
All right. So you are going to head towards the servants' passages out of the ballroom, following the dark corridors. Again, once you leave the main ballroom, Lethalia's manor is not lit whatsoever. What is her steward's name? Viadem. Just getting 2 passages out of the ballroom where the light starts to fade. You see Viadem waiting with a candled lantern. He has his oh my gosh, tablet. I forgot the name of writing tablet. Anyways, he's got his tablet with his papers attached to it and a lantern in one hand. Anadelia is waiting near him for in the candlelight. She's going to look at Celebris, Alma, and Marrow approaching. Oh, by the way, too, Rael sees Celebris, Alma, and Marrow leave if he wants to join.
He's happy to stay.
Okay. Anadelia is going to look towards Celebris and say, "Where's the rest of the knights?"
We decided to come separately. A, not to draw too much suspicion, and B, they seem to be enjoying themselves. I think we'll be more than capable of talking through this.
I've never been accused of enjoying myself. How dare you?
She's going to nod and say, We're asking Lyra to risk her life, and they're enjoying themselves. Fine.
Oh, just so you're aware, and he's gonna lean in, so it's out of earshot of prying ears. One's already down, and we found this on his corpse. And I'll hand her the receipt, the shipping receipt.
She is going to clutch it and look towards Thas and say, "Let's go." Thas, Viadem. Thas is her steward. Viadem is Lethelia's steward. Viadem is going to lead you guys through several turning and winding passages. She's in the... as you guys are walking, she's going to speak up and say, "And our little situation about Octavia, is she handled?"
She's handled and out of our hair. Now that Joseph is taken care of, and she doesn't have her, then she's no longer a thrall to anyone. She's agreed to just leave. Cause no more issues here.
She's Anadelia is going to put her hand on her mouth for a second, close her eyes, and say, "Celebris, I know you've returned to this world, so you may be out of the loop. But simply her being under Joseph's control wasn't the only issue we were facing. Viadem, I know the route from here. Could you give us a bit of privacy?" Viadem is going to bow and say, "I will inform Lady Nakart you are on your way." In the total darkness, you hear the chanting of words. A light begins to float around Anadelia, illuminating the area. She casts dancing lights. She is going to say, "Maybe Marrow could enlighten you, but Octavia was privy to some information that should not have gotten out."
Mara will nod and state,
And
"What?"
It's not anything else we should share, again, but it is something that we need to ensure doesn't get shared.
That would have been prevalent to know beforehand, Marrow.
Again, I have good reason to believe that Octavia could be more useful in helping us than harming us.
Anadelia is going to nod and say, I'm not concerned about your friend. I'm just concerned about what others would do if they found out about Lethalia's vault.
Oh, no.
Player reminder, what was that again? It's been a while.
I didn't think you were there for that.
Was I not?
I forgot about the...
Yeah, I don't think Alma was there for that, but Marrow definitely was. Marrow can roll me a history check.
I know that the vault was involving the Phoenix egg.
Yeah, if you remember, you remember.
I know it was involving the Phoenix egg and that is in a hidden location. I don't exactly remember where the location was, but I remember that we were going to be assigned to track it down. I can roll the history check to see if I get any more information besides that.
Yeah, go for it if you want to, otherwise that's fine.
$19.
Yes. You guys exchanged the information with Anadelia. She told you about the vault's location in the southern hills south of Somar Villa. In exchange, you guys gave her information about the magnate and promised, or rather, the plan was concocted that Anadelia would be adopting a second child that then eventually fell through. Octavia was given the information too, along with the vault's location and some of the contents of what was inside of it.
Yeah, it was both me and her that got that information.
Because you rolled so well, I will spring one thing to Miro's mind. Kuro told you that she had to talk with a noble woman about some juicy gossip concerning Lethalia. Whether that's pertaining to the vault or not, you are unaware.
Although, I might need to talk to Kiro after this ball, or meet up with her again, as there was here talk of some gossip going on. I don't know if it might be involving this artifact or not. If it is...
Anadelia is going to breathe and say, huh, it's fine. It's fine.
If
Vinny-
this is a more...
Go ahead.
Alright, I was gonna say, if this is a more pressing matter, I can go down and find out now while you continue what you need.
I would rather it's... If you would be... Since you don't want me to bark, looking at Selbus, why don't I go down there and see if I hear a few extra things? As if anything comes up that is important comes up.
We're already going to be trying her patience with just 3 of us showing up. If one more of us drops out right now...
That's fair.
Alma.
Yes.
Message to Meryl's friend, telling her whatever she hears, she needs to talk to us about it. Understood?
I will let you guys continue role playing, but I'm pretty sure Alma is going to be aware. I think the limit on message is like 300 feet.
What? No.
Sending.
Oh, sending. Okay, I thought you said message.
Message, well... Oh, okay. Well, yes, message does have a max range of 300 feet, and that's because it's a cantrip. Thinking sending.
Okay, you send a sending. What do you say?
Miss Kiro, judging from... I actually have to think about this. Miss Kiro, I cannot share the exact details of why I'm calling, but we were just informed that some of these rumors you might be investigating could be fairly important, and we wish for you to meet with Lord Estrai and the rest of the knights to go over these rumors very quickly. I don't know. I actually wasn't counting. I don't know if I went over my word cap.
That's fine.
It's like 25 max.
Okay.
I think.
She has a chance to respond, and she is going to say it's always weird when a member of the party that isn't Mero contacts Kiro.
Mm-hmm.
But as you are a soul sworn to Lord Estrai, she's going to say, tell Sniffs I have great news for the future of the village. Yes, they're rumors, but if they're true, we will be beyond rich.
Oh,
and
no.
if not,
Oh, we're in a lot of trouble.
leverage. I'm not going to count these final few words because it's so close. Have leverage for favors.
Just like almost just gonna suck in his teeth. Like...
What did she say?
We kept it vague enough, but I'm just going to whisper in Mero's ear. It's like, from her rumors, she specifically told me to tell you that if they are true, that you and your clan will have leverage.
Oh boy. I can't break it to her.
Are these state secrets, or are these more like we're all fucked if this gets out?
Let me put it this way: if it's dealing with Lady Nakart, Alma, there isn't enough earth for them to bury your body under.
I don't think there will be a body to bury.
Mero?
Anadelia is going to raise her hands and just like calm everybody down and say, look, if the rumors of Kaisenir are out, I was the one who told each of you. It's my head that will be had for this. And say you had nothing to do with it and you know nothing of it. If it comes up, I'll handle it.
We'll figure something out, Anadelia. We always do.
She's going to turn and start walking the dancing lights moving just in front of her. She's going to say, you know, I was a prominent counselor long before this chaos happened, but as everything in these past couple months that have turned our nation upside down, I've tried my best to stabilize Ardor. And I haven't always made the best choices in it, but I was starting to think that the finality of I don't like that word. The finalness of my decisions and the final strings from the poor ones could be cut. I could just live the rest of my days in the sunshine with my family. But it's always the shadows, it's always the scheming, and it's always the plans, and it's always the plots. I should just embrace it at this point.
Anadelia, you have a family now that you need to look after. You've done what you needed to for this country and them. If you need some help with these kind of situations, you know you can talk to us at any time for that. If something like this gets out, you can throw it on my head. I'll take the blame.
Easy for you to say. You're already dead.
Yeah, and if I go again, I might not even go as a spirit this time. You have a life to live for. I'm a knight with no land and no claim.
She's going to look back at Celebris and say, I'm a patriot. I'm a goddamn patriot. It's not just this Celebris. I've done other things. You know, sometimes I just get selfish.
I know.
She's going to wipe her eyes and say, in any case, we always deal with the resulting storm. And we come out on the other side. Alright, let's go. She turns a final hallway. The Viadim's lantern is hung outside of a wooden door. She knocks on it and opens it. Inside the small room, it's a simple wooden door. Lethelia is going to look towards Anadelia and says, your writings have been shorter and fewer in between lately. I barely even know why you wanted to have this meeting. Anadelia is going to speak up and say, as you know, the Twilight Fang works in many areas of our society that we aren't even aware of. They've become craftier. She looks up at Celebris and Alma. Lethelia is going to speak up and say, of course I know that. Why do you think I'm locked away in this forsaken manor? They wait to hunt me the second I step out of it. Anadelia nods and says, about that. We had a plan to lure them. They've acquired new powers, but they've been being careful, at least the upper parts of their faction. We have the support of the Silver Sigil and the Kalkin and the Magnate's Knights. And we think if we could get them into an open conflict, it might result in our favor.
Sending...
Go ahead.
Perhaps sending rumors of you finally leaving your manor might be able to help aid in drawing more of the Twilight out. Especially if these rumors have a strong scent to them.
She is going to look up and at Anadelia and say, "What are you proposing?" And she's going to say, "Using you as bait."
Or we could have somebody disguised powerfully by magic as you, or using a similar scent as much as we can to mimic you.
Lethalia is going to consider this for a moment and then shake her head and say, "Lord Estrai, you're not aware of the history between Lord Madison and I. We were once bound by oath, our hearts intertwined with one another. He'll know any imposter, he'll know any trick, any trap, especially when it pertains to me.
Me and my friends
Go ahead.
have sworn that no harm would come near you. I will die again before I let that happen."
Or, we could just bring her back. Thanks, an option.
She's going to shake her head and say, "Bringing me back is not an option."
No, it's not. Otherwise, I would have suggested it myself.
Anadelia is going to speak up and say, "Well, it might be." Lethalia looks up at Anadelia. Almost a look of anger. And she's going to say, "What do you mean it might be?" She's going to say, "Well, perhaps this is something that we should discuss." And Lethalia is going to stand up and say, "Anadelia, speak right now." Anadelia is going to say, "Well, they might, possibly, maybe, know
To the point, please.
that Kaisenir is a thing." Lethalia is going to throw the table to the side of the room, stepping forward, and say, "What? Do they know what's inside of it?" She's going to say, if they found out, perhaps." Lethalia is going to take a long moment looking at Anadelia, and we'll just roll her a percentage die.
Brandon, I'm going to hold an action, step in front, tries to swing at her. I'm calling it now.
Mara will also do the same.
She is going to say, "Only you, Thas, Viadem, and myself knew about Kaisenir." Was it you? Anadelia is going to look down and say, I thought I could trust who I gave the information to. She is going to raise a hand, the fingernails on her hand almost looking like a claw, and say, "This is my afterlife we're talking about, Anadelia." At this point, both of your ready to action would kick in.
Mero is going to speak up and state, it was, considering who it was given to, as I was half of the individual there, I feel like if something were to happen, that I would rather take responsibility for what is going on, as the other individual who was told might have given this info.
She is going to exhale, and Anadelia is going to say, Lyra, you're not even sure if it will work. We might not have lost anything. Lethalia is going to look back, or is going to start stepping around the party and say, I command 30,000 soldiers in Arothia and 30,000 stationed in Northwind. By the time I decide what to do about this betrayal, I hope you're on the other side of the world in your ranch in the Darkened Vale. Anadelia is going to nod and say, yes, ma'am. Lethalia starts stepping out of the passageway. I think...
Lethalia.
She's gonna pause. Yes.
What if, as I state, what if I find a way to try and right this wrong? Or try to disprove what was stated?
She is going to say, we're dealing with theoretical magic here. It's
If I can find any way to help with what is going on here and right these wrongs, can you at least allow Anadelia to be able to live as she has so far, what is considered at least a relative normal life? If I promised that I would help with correcting these wrongs.
Right. She is going to say, if you can eradicate the entirety of the Twilight Fang before the secrets of Kaisenir are discovered, perhaps. She is going to start walking out. Let's jump over to the rest of the party.
That was about as well as expected.
Okay.
I tried to help.
Father A, Rael, and Dumont are all still back in the ballroom. So, Dumont's dancing. I am not going to make him save against anything. And let's see. Or I'm not going to make him. I'm not going to make him roleplay anything. Father A, you were talking to Nivera.
Yes.
So yeah, let's jump on you. Rael is over there listening to him. Do you get up and walk in that direction?
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Nivera is talking to nobody important. There is
Still true when I enter the circle.
yeah. Ambassador Dardell is or rather High General of Winds Dardell is just greeting noble families and like as the next person comes and a few more join the circle. Does she recognize Father
I've
A?
never met.
Oh, you had a very public ceremony. Marcus made you a knight.
I keep forgetting about this.
Yeah. And she's going to look over at Father Anderson, and she's going to smile as you approach. Her hands behind her back, and she's going to stop mid-sentence, turn, and say, "Ah, Lord Anderson." She extends a hand to shake.
Return the gesture. Hi, General Dardell. Congratulations on the promotion.
I suppose the news spreads quick.
It does.
And I suppose you know, as High General of Winds, the logistics, personnel, and resources of Artur Sarai's army falls to me.
Yes, I'm aware of how our bureaucracy functions.
Well, since you are knowledgeable, I should seek it pertinent to inform you that one of my first actions, once I take office, is going to be restructuring the funding for the Magnate's Knights and the personnel she employs.
How so?
She raises an eyebrow with a smile and say, "Well, now that it's up to me, I would like there to be no holdover of our last temporary magnate. There was no reason Marcus should have been in office, and there's no reason that the appointees that he made should be able to cling to the titles that they have. If you want to see work inside the castle, you'll have to do it as a mercenary."
I see. So you'd like to see me stripped of my title?
She is going to shake her head and say, No. You can keep your title. The honor of serving our magnate and the honor that station station grants, it's not yours anymore. You served a despicable man who did despicable things and got us into the mess of the Civil War.
Oh yeah.
She's going to everybody's just kind of watching, and she's gonna look and say, "You agree?"
Yes. I came to speak to you because there's an apology that you've been owed that I've waited too long to give you. It appears that a former associate of Lance Marfell insulted your honor and your former position, let alone your current much higher position. He's no longer with us. Does not speak for the collective. As for our former magnate, Marcus Bertolf, he was a child, petulant, with no idea of his station, who helped organize the death of his own father So, I do not shed any tears over the fact that he's currently rotting in the bridge.
One of the men is going to whisper over to a woman and say, "The death of his father?" The one's going to say, "What evidence do you have for this?"
I was told by the person who helped cause the whole thing. Marcus's magic tutor. Former diviner, Alis Flatrib, since deceased.
Oof. Okay, these people are going to roll history checks on Alis, of if they're familiar with her. A couple, well, one of them is, but another one's gonna speak up and say, hearsay. I heard it was an elven assassin, one who had been angry about her, being forced to live amongst lowly humans. Took her vengeance out on our leader.
Nope. Assassins are merely tools hired to do a job.
Nivera is going to put her eyebrows together and say, "Would you mind testifying to this? I'd like to prepare a report for our magnate."
I'm sorry to tell you that I have no reputation to stand on.
She's going to say, "You were in his service amongst his inner circle."
Yes, and I was also the exonerated criminal knighted by a boy king, so illegitimate that I no longer can serve at the leisure of our
As you say that, a couple of people in the circle are going to start pointing. It's like, "Ha! I knew I recognized the name Anderson." Nivera is going to adjust the buttons and the tie of her military uniform and say, "Well, I'm sure certain accommodations can be made. If you were
Yes, if you're going to make any accommodations, please make them Celebris Vega. He's a man of pure character, who's striving to better both himself and the country. I, on the other hand, am a scoundrel, and everything you said was accurate."
Another person in the circle is going to speak up, and this is going to be the whole circle at this point. And the guy's going to say, "Wait, no, you're Anderson. You're the voice of Gilsong. You were blessed by the First Ascended today." At that point, the 5 others that have spoken are going to bow graciously, just a little. And then Nivera is going to look at him and say, "Wait, is this true? I know our the Stormfather roamed through Somar Villa, but he nods and says, I was in supplication. He stepped out and announced it with all the authority of the skies." And she's going to look over at Anderson again, a slight nod of respect, and say, "What's your angle? What is it that you want? Everybody who moves in this arena wants."
I don't want anything.
No, that's not true. You want to be left alone.
Yeah, but she doesn't want to hear that I want to die. I want people to understand that Ariana Bartolf only wants this country to thrive, and that I'm so very tired of threats outside and in, threatening to topple it. I want order to continue to exist, run smoother, the Civil War to end. I'm so tired. And I just want to sleep.
Sleep that internal slumber.
All right. She is going to think on your words for a moment and say, can this Celebris confirm what you've said?
Ryle can.
Oh, wait,
step into
no,
the
she knows
circle there.
Celebris. Okay, Ryle steps into the circle.
Ryle Cultress, your general. Ship. I'm still not familiar with these human titles, I'm sorry. I have had the privilege of being the magical advisor to the Knights Magnate. I never met the previous Magnate, but I have witnessed Father Anderson serve Ariana very faithfully.
Between both Rael here and Celebris, you can piece together all the information. You catch all that? I feel like I cut out.
No, I did. All right. As you guys are sitting here talking, she's going to go to respond to Rael, and like just looking at you two, and then she's going to look over Rael's head and say, "By the bridge," as she draws a sword. As everybody else looks back, you are going to see this sphere of moving lights. It is swirling rapidly. There's probably about maybe 3-4 dozen of these spectral bolts of light, and each one is about the size of a person, and they are kind of shaped like that, and they are spiraling around in a sphere, walking through the crowd. As they do, the sounds of the crowd is slowly silencing as it grows larger and larger and larger.
Ryle will cast Dispel Magic.
I'm running after Ray. I'm running to where Raina and Richie are.
Okay. Rael,
Protecting my date.
you can cast Dispel Magic. You can roll me an ability check. But that is all you're able to do before this wave washes over you, and you feel the same. All right, 22. Well, that is amazing. And you're targeting one of these bolts of light, or?
Yep, one of the ones that's the closest or heading in the direction of Ryle and the party.
Okay. You are going to dispel an effect off of it. However, that isn't going to save you from the rest of it. So I am going to count that for something, but it's not going to be opaquely apparent now. Rael, you begin to stand immeasurably still as you are standing at your body, but on the other side of your body. It's almost as if you're standing on a mirror and your body is below you, and it's completely upside down. Looking around, there is the surface of this mirror that you're standing on seems infinitely big, almost like the surface of an untroubled pond or lake. And you can see hundreds of more people around you panicking as they look down and kind of beat on the glass. as they yell, their voices are foggy and incomprehensible from where you're at. However, you can still hear everything that your body is experiencing almost in perfect detail.
Brandon, did one of them get within my reach?
It is an entire sphere of these things that is growing in size as it's washing over the entirety of the ballroom. Yes, it is happening, but one is going to get in your reach. Going back to Celebrate,
Is it
not
entity
Celebrate.
where I can do an opportunity attack, or
You can take an attack at it. Are you still equipped with a weapon?
I am. I had my halberd strapped to my back this whole time.
All right, yeah, you can take it out and try and swing at it. Father Anderson begins running towards the center of the dance floor. People are trying to run from this thing as it slowly washes over the crowd. You see Anadelia and Reyna. Or not Anadelia, Rachia and Reyna. Stormir pushes them aside and pulls out his axe. He does the same thing as Dumont, both taking attacks at these spiritual balls of light. His weapon phasing straight through them. The same thing, Stormir stands still. So does Dumont. I will allow Father Anderson 5 words before the same fate happens to him.
Dispel magic!
All right. Rachia is going to bluster to... Rachia doesn't know Dispel Magic. And...
No, I do.
Oh, okay, that's what you do?
Yeah.
Okay. You can roll me a... Well, actually, no, you cannot roll me a Dispel check. Well, you can roll me a Dispel check. It's not going to have any effect, because Rael's already dispelled the only buff this thing had.
Well.
But, Father Anderson turns around, casts Dispel Magic. The wave washes over him. He is standing still. You are on that ethereal dreamscape, looking down / up at your body.
I imagine this isn't a charm effect.
It is not. Then the same thing with Rachia and Anadelia. Or, I'm sorry, not Anadelia. Rachia and Reyna. There we go. Alright. As that happens, walking through the center of the ballroom, people are going to start partying, stepping aside. Everybody is going to see 3 figures. One of them, or rather, 3 figures, one of them floating. It is... Draylin is walking. I don't have a character card for Emberstride. Emberstride is also walking his undead thrall that follows him around. And finally, there is a figure floating behind him. It is presumably the other member of the Twilight Fang. He has his arm extended, and there is a body in his hand. It is completely limp. It looks identical to Lethelia Nakard. And they are going to walk towards the stage, Matthew floating behind them. Let's see, how much time do we have? Oh, we're doing good on time tonight. Draylin is going to call out through the manor and say, anyone who isn't affected, go run through the maze and the labyrinths and get Lyra out here now.
love to, but I'm affected.
Yeah. And he's going to put his hands to his forehead and say, I'm sorry, you know her as Lethalia Nakart. A couple of servants on the edge of the room are going to start running. He
There's nothing I can do during this?
You can try and get back into your body. It doesn't seem like it's working for anybody else.
Can Ryle do an Arcana check?
You can.
Is it like a saving throw, Brandon? You didn't give us much options.
It is. I did not. Yeah, Rael, looking at this, it almost seems like a barrier has been put up between the free will of your body and whatever controls that. You're still linked, but it's almost like your spirit has been pulled out of your body. You're not sure what type of magic this is, if it is even magic, but you know the Twilight Fang uses things that aren't quite magic. They play with the ties of reality. So this probably is something dealing with that. That said, Draylin is going to step off of the platform and say, it's going to walk over towards Father Anderson and see Rachia, who is back on the ground with Reyna. He looks up at Athiu and says, these are the new ones she's starting to call family. Alright. Bring them up to the stage.
Struggling so hard.
Rachia and Reyna stand up and start walking towards the stage. He continues to walk through the crowd, looking between faces. At this point, Marrow, Celebris, and Anadelia, and Alma. You are walking back back towards the ballroom before you hear it is deathly silent.
That can't be good.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Alma immediately picks up the pace.
Marrow is going to hand, as we're picking up the pace, Marrow is going to take out of his bag of holding and hand the people who gave him his weapons their weapons.
The only people that are there are me, you, and Alma, and I have my weapon.
Okay,
I don't have, I don't use weapons. I strictly spellcast.
Yeah, but I'm also giving you your shield.
Oh yeah, no, I'd like that.
I'm giving you your shield. It's like, Alma, before you run ahead, take this.
Anadelia is going to be concerned and say, the ball's quiet. This is never good. It should be going on for at least 4 more hours. As she picks up her dress and starts running behind Alma.
Alma, contact Anderson, see what's going on.
I will send Anderson a sending and just ask for a status report. Is everything all right?
Can I cast a message, Brandon?
Can you cast message? That's a very good question. If it doesn't have a material component, I will say yes.
It's a cantrip, so...
No, some cantrips have a...
minor illusion
has a
message. Yes, it has a material component. You cannot access your arcane focus at this time. However,
is there a viable target for dispel magic? That does not have material component.
You can
Like,
cast it on
Can I
your.
like cast it at my feet?
You can cast it on yourself, but this is not a magical. This is not a magical effect that is dispellable. You are aware the Twilight Fang's line of magic is called bind breaking. They specifically cut ties and strengthen ties of the fabrics of reality.
Can I move?
Did Draylen say something about a maze or a labyrinth?
No, he's talking about that was the
Yes.
The manor.
You can move, but as you move, you see a golden line tethered to your body. The further away you get from it, the more tension you feel from it. All right. So, Alma, if you want to send that sending, you can. Otherwise, I am going to tell you guys what you describe as you turn the corner.
Yeah, I'll
Or
send the
what
sending.
you
I've
see.
got no
Okay.
reason.
What do you see?
to
Or
think.
what do you say?
I already said,
Oh, what's going on?
what's going on? Is everything all right?
Like, it's
Keep
gone quiet.
quiet.
Status report.
Radio is like status report. You haven't checked in at your designated time. I have no idea, Father.
Yeah,
Anderson.
Father Anderson can reply.
The Twilight Fang are in the ballroom looking for Lethalia. I'm currently trapped. I don't know where. Where? Again, I can't wrap my hands around the thing I want to kill.
All right. I will quickly relay. The Twilight Fang are here.
Okay, you're
They
not going to have
summon
time to relay that, as you guys,
Oh.
I was telling you guys what was happening as you were, walking into the chamber. So it's you're going to turn the corner, and you're going to see on the stage, the band has stopped playing and all moved aside. There's a small girl whose body is on fire at points, like she has lots of wounds and lots of stitches, and from those areas there you can see just flames occasionally spark out.
I recognize her as the
as
girl
Ember
that-
Stride, yes.
yeah.
I forgot her first name. Oh, Emily. Then you're going to see standing in front of her is Rachia, Renopal Surreal, and Reyna, Renopal Surreal. Hovering above both of them, there is the third member of the Twilight Fang, Athuatus. He has a sphere of these balls of light swirling around him furiously. And then he is holding a body that looks like Lethalia. Going through the crowd, you see Draylen as the only person walking in this room, inspecting each person. He's going to say, "This one's grown close with one of her lackeys. Send her to the front too." At that point, Mero's going to see Kiro starting to walk up to the front.
Mayo's going to put her fangs
Can I
on.
shoot sunbolts?
Yes, I will allow you to shoot sunbolts.
I want to shoot sunbolts at the ground.
Yeah, it seems like they're going to make ripples in whatever this barrier is. As she starts walking towards the stage, coming back towards the stage, Draylen is going to see the party standing there, And then he's going to pass near Dumont and say, "Ha! I've seen this one. I've seen this one at Zenith's Rise, and it seems he's taken a mate. Send both of them to the stage, Atthew." Dumont, Spotty starts walking to the stage along with Captain Saiyan. Draylin holds his hands out and says, Anadelia. And she regards him with a sour expression. Says, Draylin, what is this? He's going to say, this is a farewell ceremony. On the other side of the stage, a group of servants are going to come in with Lethelia, at which point he is going to begin rising into the air on a pillar of crystal. He's going to look at Lethelia and say, "Ha! It seems the Lady of the Hour is here." He looks over to Anadelia, and then Atthew is going to, or rather, Lethelia is going to look up at Draylin, who's risen up on this pillar of crystal, elevating himself above everybody. Then to Atthew, who is holding the body of what appears to be Lethelia. Her eyes are going to go wide with panic, and then Atthew is going to bring his hands together, breaking its neck, and the body slowly starting to decay. Draylin is going to start laughing and say, "Did you think this would give you your soul back? Did you think this would win, or this would work? You should have joined us. We experimented in magic you could have never fathomed. But we're done with this world. And we're never coming back here again. But we just wanted to give you a proper send-off." Lethelia is going to fall to the ground on her knees. Her servants are going to charge Draylin. Yes.
Can I shoot a sunbolt at the gold cord?
At the gold cord? Yes, you can. What's up, Shelby?
So, quick question. Who's the guy that's casting the bolts of light?
That is Atthew Addis. The party does not know much about him, other than he's a member of the Twilight Fang, and apparently he assassinated the last High Prophet of Light in the Given Wills.
Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna. Gimple is going to try and tackle him.
Gimple is not moving either. Gimple does have a soul.
Marrow
Aw.
is going to can Marrow.
Can I get a good idea of like where we're sitting versus like where everyone's at?
Yeah. I can draw this out on a grid.
Yeah, please, because I'm half tempted here to do something that's either exceptionally stupid or going to help everybody out.
I may be in the astral plane right now and about to sever my soul. So
I actually
Okay.
haven't cleared your guys' combat grid, so I'm going to draw this at the bottom of Somar Villa. It's not going to be to scale, but it is going to show you where you're at, so please work with me. Or please just, be understanding. Alright, so here is, let's go with the shape. Here is the ballroom. The red are the long tables and the back. And then we have the blue that is the stage. That is in here, and we have the magenta, which I didn't want that. Control Z. Nice. Just reset my drawing tools. Thanks. We have the magenta, which is the party. Oh, I should have made Lethelia the magenta. Then we have the yellow, which is Lethalia. We then have the dark blue, which is the individuals that have been sent to the stage. Currently, Reyna, Kiro, Dumont, Saiyan, and Reichia are all on the stage. And finally, let's get one last color.
Okay.
And we'll go with the orange circle is Draylin, who has risen up on a pillar of crystal. As these servants charge him, as Lethalia's servants have charged after him as soon as she dropped to her feet, he is going to walk down the steps of this crystal pillar with his hands outstretched. They pull out daggers and swords. The weapons seem to be clanking off of him, having no effect. In an instant, crystal spikes erupt from the ground in his body, impaling each of them. There were actions that were being had. Father A was rolling sunbolts. Meryl was doing something. All of these servants are dead, and then I will tell you what happens next.
Okay. I think I want to preemptively cast Holy Radiance on the party.
All right.
Or Holy Aura. I'm sorry, not Radiance.
Okay.
Marrow, what he is going to do is... Hold on. I need to make sure that this is the right thing.
So everyone that doesn't look like an enemy of 30 feet around me gets the effect.
It is you, Celebris, and Marrow.
Marrow is going to mark Anthu as his prey.
Matthew? Okay.
Anthu as his prey. And he is going to, which costs me a bonus action, he is going to knock an arrow and try and shoot him.
Alrighty.
Anthu, not Dralos.
Go ahead and make me an attack roll. Atthew looks in your direction.
How far is Atthew from us?
Atthew is 90 feet from you. He could not cast counterspell on you.
I don't cast spells.
Marrow just casted a spell, so...
Yeah. Well, no, Alma casted a spell.
Well,
Alright.
Crits, baby.
that is a good start.
And he is my favorite prey.
As your arrow flies towards him, a bolt of light is going to intercept it.
That's disappointing.
Arrow falls to the ground.
That's cheating.
Really?
I'm going to be bonus action, or not action, movement and bonus action dodging or dashing towards
I
that.
get another attack though, because I get 2 attacks.
All right, as you guys start attacking, Draylin is going to hold his hand up at the party and say, one more step, and I kill someone on the stage. This is meant to be painful for her, not you.
I'm gonna look on the stage. Is there anyone that I care about there?
There's Dumont, there's Reichia, there's Reyna, and
there's Kiro. And you know, the party knows that Marrow cares about Kiro.
I mean, that's a 1 in 7, though.
Marrow is going to look at him and state...
Look, I know it's not ideal, but I'm just saying.
What are you planning on doing?
Draylin holds out his hands and say, when this all started 150 years ago, we just wanted one thing, to live together with the person we loved forever.
Somehow I doubt that.
As he looks towards Lethalia. And then you, his eyes narrower, made this so much more complicated than it had to be, with all of your ambitions and all of the things you wanted to do with your newfound eternity. Lothelia is going to look down, crying. He's going to say, "You know, becoming undead, it was never a part of the plan. However, it did give me time to grow beyond you. Gave me time to think and explore. And now we have powers that no mortal on this plane could ever comprehend. And we're going to go someplace where nobody can ever find us again." And there...
What's that? Isildred?
He turns and looks and says, "I'm here for just a simple bit of emotional torture, but I might have to kill you too."
Why? Because I know about your secret, and I know about where your third member is?
He's going to point to Athew and say, "Athew, this one, send his soul to the bridge too." Athew is going to come down to the ground and say, "I can't, not without redoing everyone again."
And you have
Wait,
to
are we on the
concentrate on that, don't you?
Draylin is going to start walking towards the party and say, "You know what? I was just going to kill Anadelia in front of her because she considers her like a daughter. Kill her magical empowered clone. And then I was going to kill her and send her into nothingness. But you know what? Maybe I can make room for another."
Big man going after some defenseless women, Madison.
Oh, you never told me what happened with my son.
Oh, your sunbolt on your ethereal tether. I don't think that can break it. That isn't to say you can't do it, though. It didn't have any effect, though.
I don't have any weapons.
Yes. Your tether to your body isn't severed.
Your fist is a weapon.
Well, anyways, I'm gonna start like wrenching it and try to like break it via tension.
Okay. You just start
Brandon?
walking. Yes.
Dumont is gonna do something very uncharacteristic of him.
Okay. Hit
And
me.
he is actually going to call on Gilsong and ask him to intervene
Oh yeah,
as a fellow warrior.
Need
cursing
old
under my breath,
Gilsong
Haldora, you bitch, give me strength.
Need Gilsong to bail you out again, he says. No, I'm kidding. Okay, roll me a religion check for Dumont. And Celebris. So as Draylin starts moving towards you, Anadelia is going to push you away and say going to say, "Go, run, get my tablet from Thas, call gosh, what is her name? Call the Silver Sigil. He can't be hurt." You are significantly faster than Anadelia. She is going to stand between you and Draylin. And I don't know, do you guys want to pick up next week with combat? Because he's attacking.
Sure, whatever.
All right.
I'm just again in a situation where I can't do anything.
I was gonna ask if I could use my eyes of the grave because something about soul.
Actually, I will let that. We'll do a cinematic chase if Celebris chooses to run, and however much time Celebris. Hey, Alma.
Yes,
You have sending.
I do have sending.
You know Jami.
I do know Jami.
Jami can
Sending.
teleport.
Sending
Uh,
to
I see.
I would do it, but I can't use material component spells while I'm
All right.
ethereal plane.
They're rolling initiative. Matthew, Emberstride, and Draylin. We're going to do cinematic combat until you guys figure out a way to break Matthew's concentration.
I rolled a natural 1 on my initiative.
I'm gonna roll with advantage because I'm a ranger.
I actually rolled pretty well.
Oh, and Shelby, I did see that religion check on asking for Gale Song's intervention.
No, maybe.
Okay, what do you say?
I would say something like this. I know I'm not a follower, but I am a fellow warrior, and this evil must stop. I need your intervention from, even from a reluctant god, and I know you're here. I've done you a service to help. I did you a service with Father Anderson. Please help us, and let's make sure we kill these bloodsuckers. Like I said, he's not a religious man, so.
All right, so
it is very heartfelt, but he just feels very helpless right now, and so
Gale Song is going to respond, and he's going to say, you seek my might. I feel bad about what happened to Father Anderson, and your soul feels so far, I suppose. And then you hear another voice in response to your prayer that says, "No, you do not interfere with my..." And then you hear these two voices arguing back and forth for a moment before they finally come to the conclusion and say, "One single soul." And then you feel yourself slip. Dumont gains the ability to move his body.
All souls.
So, I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Can I hear?
Can you hear?
Yeah, like...
You can hear what's happening on the other side.
So, I heard that whole thing about send him to the bridge, and then I'd have to undo it for everybody.
Yes.
So, would I be able to possibly put 2 and 2 together that we might have been sent to the bridge?
You can assume so. If that's shorthand nomenclature, sure. But, yeah, you can assume so. It might not be actually where you are by definition, but yes.
Anyways. I mean, at that point, I would beseech Haldora because interlopers are interfering with the realm. And justice needs to be given.
Oh, that's gonna be a tough sell.
Roll that religion check.
Hey,
Yeah.
you can roll the religion check and tell me what you pray, but that will happen.
Oh my god!
God darn second. All right.
I was like, son of a bitch!
Tell me what Father Anderson says, and then we'll handle the first round of combat.
We ask God for favors, and we actually get response.
Haldora, like, my soul's been severed by those that have none. Release me so that I may destroy them.
All right. Let's see. Okay, so Dumont's religion check happened first. Dumont has been freed. We're gonna jump into initiative. Alma has 1 initiative, followed by Draylin, followed by
Alright.
Mero, followed by Matthew, followed by Emberstride,
I'm last.
Yeah, followed by Celebris. Dumont is not in the initiative count.
No, I know, but that's
yeah.
the next time.
Okay.
The next round when I
All
get
right.
actually.
Draylin is charging Celebris. Anadelia has pushed Celebris aside and stood... Oh, I gotta roll her initiative. All right.
Okay.
Remember when I said Alma has one initiative? I lied. Anadelia has one initiative. She is moving at 21. All right. She is going to push Celebris aside, telling him to run and find her steward and contact the Silver Sigil. She stands between Celebris and Draylin. Anadelia knows she cannot hurt Draylin, and she is going to make a grapple, contested athletics check against him, trying to slow him down. Tell me this man is trained in athletics. Alright, let's see. He has +4 to strength, and he's not trained in athletics. Anadelia beats him with a 13 to his 10.
The DM capping himself. That's just
she grapples him. His speed becomes 0. And on his turn, he has to either escape or kill her. All right, that's Anadelia's turn. It is top of the round. It is Alma's turn. Anadelia has grappled Draylin.
I have a question. How far is the spellcaster whose name I forget?
Matthew, he is 90 feet away from you.
Okay, so he's out of range. I will send Ascending to Jami. I'm not really going to roleplay it. It's basically along the lines of, Dear God, please help us.
Okay, do you mention the Twilight Fang is here?
Yes.
Mention Twilight Fang is here, Dralos, and Athy.
Basically, like, what's going on is...
Heart Manor.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
Like, basically, Dear God, help us, Nickheart Manor, Twilight Fang attacking.
Dralos here.
Dralo's here, going very badly.
Okay, that is your turn. You have your bonus action.
My bonus action...
Do you have the aura up?
I already have the aura up, because we did that before combat.
Okay. I want to make sure I have a glow stick right now.
I want to get in a defensive position behind Marrow.
Alright.
Marrow meat shield.
Okay.
Well, I'm the support, he is the front.
Alright, and then let's see, that is him. That's it's Marrow's turn. Anadelia is grappling Draylin, and she is yelling, Go! 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 Draylin's
Marrow.
on deck.
It's Marrow's turn, correct?
It is.
Marrow. You said 90 feet. Let's go ahead and just do the good old combo here. Is he on the ground?
No, he's not. He's grappled. He's standing up.
No, I meant like, is he standing on the ground? Is his feet touching the ground?
Is.
4th level.
Alright.
Are you doing tree or beast?
I'm doing tree.
Okay.
So great tree, I get temporary hit points. I get 10 temporary hit points. And I am turning into the emphysema.
Okay. That is...
Which gives me 90...
That is your action and your standard action.
My bonus action and my standard action, yes.
Alright. That is Marrow's turn.
And I am... Yeah, I'm basically becoming a big thing and going to... Actually, how big... Am I crushing... I'm going to... Yeah, I'm basically...
I'll handle the grid next session. Alright.
Okay.
Draylin. is going to be completely disregarding Anadelia, and then look back at crying Lethelia and say, "You know what? I was gonna kill you in front of her, but this will do." He raises a hand as she struggles on him, and a crystal spike goes straight through the ground through Anadelia. Her body goes limp as she is raised 10 feet into the air. Draylin adjusts his clothes and looks back towards Celebris and say, "What do you know about that city, my friend?" He looks up at Emberstride on the stage and says, "Take your pick of them." Emberstride looks towards the hostages. That's his turn as he moves 30 feet closer to Celebris. He is in range of Alma and Marrow, but I'm going to roll he's 10 feet away from Celebris. Anyways, that is... third... Wait, if he dashed 60... Yeah, no.
If he
dashed 60 and then he moved 30, he's in range of Celebris too.
Well, if that's the case, then can I take an attack of opportunity to bind him?
No, he's in your range. He hasn't left it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's leaving range. It's not.
That is his turn. Athew's turn. Athew is going to look towards Lethelia crying on the ground and say, "This was supposed to be a little bit cleaner, but if you don't mind." And Athew is going to cast Disintegrate on Lethelia.
Does he get... Oh, no, she's not in the holy... Never mind.
Actually...
Counterspell across the thing?
He can, but Rael is not within 60 feet of Athew.
Right.
He is going to... I'll roll the attack roll for Disintegrate as soon as I find his character sheet. That's his turn, and Emberstride is going to pick a hostage. She steps into steps into
Totally expendable NPCs?
No, they're not expendable. Dumont's range. Dumont's entitled to attack of opportunity even though he's not in combat from his Pole Master. Wait, do you get that from Pole Master?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Sentinel.
You do have... Oh, do you have Sentinel or Pole Master?
I have that.
Yes. Okay,
Yes, both
so
Sentinel
you
and
can
Pole
roll an
Master.
attack of opportunity. If you hit her, you reduce her speed to 0. Otherwise, she's killing somebody.
Ooh, that's pretty good, actually.
That hits. Roll damage. Good. Heebie-jeebie. You're gonna knock Emberstride, causing her to stumble. Her speed becomes 0 for the round. She is going to look at you angrily. Her face, the physical force of your attack made her stumble. Her face doesn't show any discernible signs of pain since it's drained of color and stitched back together, and, she's been killed before. As an action, she summons her fiery longsword. From her wounds, you see what you thought was blood start to seep out. It is instead molten stone and lava, and it forms into the form of a sword that is on fire. That is her action, and that's the end of the round. Did I miss anybody? Okay, at the end of the round, Father Anderson, you are going to hear a voice.
Hey, Brandon.
Yes.
You broke up so bad for me that I had no idea what happened after I hit Emberstride.
You hit Emberstride. Okay, you hit Emberstride. The force of your attack made her stumble. Because of your Sentinel feat, you reduced her speed to 0. She cannot reach and kill a hostage this turn.
Can I say something?
It was on your reaction. If it's quick, yes. If it's a sentence, no.
Oh, well, I was just going to say I'm going to start off, look her right in the eye, and start saying, I am Shape Dumont. Wait for
Okay,
it.
you'll get it on the start of your turn.
Trails off.
Alright. Oh, and then she stumbled, and then she used her action to summon a molten longsword. And then...
Hot. Damn.
Alright. Lephalia is going to fail that disintegrate check. And she takes 79 points of damage. As she is being disintegrated, she's going to scream and stand up with teeth gritted. And you guys are going to see her things showing. From there, Father Anderson, you hear a voice. And it says, I do not abide interlopers. Go and do my will. And you feel yourself slide through, connecting.
Well, that was easy.
On the other side of this, I feel like this is a good point to stop for tonight. I don't want to do another round of combat.
Perfect.
I haven't even done my turn.
Wait, did I skip your turn? I did skip your turn. Okay, I'll give Celebrus an action, and then we'll roll... No, I will have Shafe... I will have Anderson roll initiative this time, so then all I have to do is put in everybody's on a sheet, and then I'll add it to the turn modifier at the start of next thing. Okay, it is Celebrus' turn.
Cool. I'm raging.
Okay, free action.
It's a bonus action.
Oh, bonus action. Okay, what do you do with your standard?
I'm taking out the Holy Avenger, and I'm attacking Draylon with it.
You mother... Draylon...
Damn you!
Draylon's got his arms
And
up.
I am
He can't
recklessly.
He has plot armor, literally.
Like, you gave me
24.
plot armor.
You gave plot armor to a villain.
Alright, let's see. When you hit an undead or a fiend with it, the creature takes an extra 2 d4 radiant damage.
D10.
Oh, d10. Yeah, 2d10 radiant damage. Okay, that hits. Your sword clanks, but the sparks from it are pure white light.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm also throwing a Divine Smite on it.
Okay, go for it.
And a Stunning Strike.
He is immune to being stunned.
Okay, good to
He
know.
does not have vitals you can affect in that way.
So that's the Divine Smite. He is undead, so he gets the extra 5 on it.
Okay, so roll me the 2d10 too. I am going to just write this down here.
Oh, actually, can we mark down who has the Holy Aura? Because not everyone in the party has it.
I remember. I'll say it just after this. Let me do this math. 5
type
plus
it out, too,
11
in the group
is
chat
going
for
to
when I
be
do the
16, plus 7 is going to be 23 points of damage. Alright. Draylon is going to look at you, Celebrus, and he is unhappy. Alright.
Cool. I'm hitting him again.
Go for it.
Another one.
Another one.
30.
That is going to hit.
Another... Do I want to use... I don't want to burn through another Divine Smite right now, do I?
Fuck him up!
It's a boss fight.
He killed Anadelia! That asshole!
Yeah, that's gonna be another diamond to bring her back.
Alright, 16, 32, 33 points of damage.
She has a soul, right? Or is she another one of the? I forget
No,
who she.
she has a soul.
No, Anidalia has
the
a
spy
soul
master.
Australian.
Okay, so yes, we can bring her back.
And then bonus action, patient
You do
No,
not have a
I'm
bonus
already-
action.
Oh, that's right. I don't have a bonus action anyway. So, and then plus he has disadvantage because of the holy aura anyway.
All right.
So it's a
Does he
straight rolling
shrug
attack.
off the rage damage?
The rage damage never was an effect because I never actually hit him with the weapon itself.
He's immune to
This is all just the
physical
radiant damage from the Holy Avenger and my smites.
All right.
Oh my god, with your Holy Avenger and my Sunbolts, we could convict bro this motherfucker to death.
All right.
I'm gonna shoot you.
Draylin is unhappy with you. What I described with Father A happens, and we will pick up here next session.
Love this sword.
All right.
And it's like, here's where everything went wrong.
I guess I could give you guys experience tonight, but would you guys prefer it just at the end of this fight?
Yeah, I prefer
Yeah.
that in the boss fight.
Although inspiration would be
Inspiration, yes. Experience, no.
if anybody gets inspiration. is
Okay,
the-
I will do experience next session. Inspiration. Let's see, who had good
Father
moments
Anderson.
tonight? Celebrus had really good moments, and
Father Anderson from straight up like disagreeing that like, oh yeah, no, the Magnate was a horrible person, and so am I.
Father Anderson did, but I'm actually gonna give it to Celebrus, or not Celebrus. I'm gonna give it to Celebrus and Dumont for just like, oh, tell me about your alluring, mysterious friend. He has a terrible disease. Aw, I'll take care of him. No, it's really bad. Like, healers can't even help
he
him.
has a healer 24/7.
I loved all of that, and I love Dumont not apparently giving a shit that he's dancing with a woman, and it's just insistent. It's just like, your friend's really cute. Yeah, the cancer. I mean, I'll treat him really well. Yeah, you know.
Right?
You gotta get it to the point where she has to settle.
I was about to say like,
All
I was like, am I not good enough for you? Or are you only talking about my friend?